Welcome, everyone. This is my channel, Ignite Your Success. I welcome you all to my channel. We will be talking about inspiration and motivation to succeed. Let's today talk about um, all the things that we can do. This is our introduction video, so let's talk about all the things we can do to encourage ourselves and motivate ourselves to build a better life. Okay, let's get to it then. So before we go any further, let me just tell you that uh, I'm going to discuss 10 success movies and we're going to watch one movie today. And I will give you my reaction and try to break down the movie. First, I will tell you 10 movies that you need to watch to get the motivation to be successful in what you do. The first one, Fight Club, Materialism and Detachment. And in this movie, you should understand that you are not your job. You are not how much you have in your bank. You are not the content of your wallet. You are not anything that this world offers, tells you that you are. You are not beautiful. You are not unique. You are, you are not you are not a beautiful and unique snowflake. You're just one amongst the crowd. Fight Club is a movie that offers many lessons. However, one of the greatest lessons we can benefit from the movie is materialism and emotional attachment. According to Tyler Durden, the lead character in the club in the Fight Club in the movie Fight Club. Fight Club is about freeing yourself from the shackles of modern life and society, which imprisons you and emasculates you. Fight Club is one of those movies that you can watch over and over again, finding something valuable to take away from it. This is one movie that will help you to be successful.
Okay, then we have Pumping Iron. Pumping Iron is a movie about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was always it's about how. Just a second, give me one second. Okay, come. Okay. All right, we are good to go. Let's keep rolling. Okay. Pumping Iron is not just a movie about bodybuilding, but it is a movie about how one give themselves self belief every day, action on work, mindset, attitude, personal beliefs. It's a documentary of how Arnold Schwarzenegger started off and came to where he is right now. The next movie that you need to keep in mind is The Secret. Okay, it has a very interesting poster. and it's all about positive attitude. What I read here is The Secret is a movie based on the law of attraction, also available as a paperback book. Okay, so it is a book which you can read. Many of you are skeptical about um, the law of attraction. However, positive thinking and constantly working towards what you want uh, helps you achieve it and attain it. So keep in mind that the law of attraction does exist to a certain, as far as experience goes. The primary aim of the film is to help you lead a better life by challenging your mental attitude. So, for anyone who's looking for inspiration and motivation, The Secret is a movie that does just that. So, please make sure you watch the movie The Secret. The next movie is Social Network Entitlement. This movie I have already watched this movie and it is a brilliant movie. It's basically how Facebook came into existence. Everyone should be familiar of the movie, The Social Network, and the success of Facebook. It's the story of Mark Zuckerberg and the people around Mark Zuckerberg who helped him establish Facebook as a company. The Social Network is a movie that will inspire anyone to feel deserving of success, while while also showing some of the drawbacks that being successful can have with certain of the backstabbing and legal rules. So every time you get successful, there are good sides to it and bad sides to it. This would there are the bad side is not always something that we talk about, but in this movie they talk about the bad side, and that is gives you good insights on what the social network is and how being successful has its own flaws. The next movie, Yes Man, Opportunity. Yes Man is a movie where Jim Carrey plays the character of Carl Allen, who lives an average, unfulfilled life. He finds himself going to this seminar called the Self-Help Seminar called Yes, and soon his life makes an interesting shift. This movie will help you think about all the opportunities you may have missed by saying the one thing that is no. Always remember, when you have an opportunity, say yes. Although saying no, one closed door can open the doors to many other doors. Eventually, you'll have to take one of those doors. You can't just stay at the corridor and keep staring at the open doors. Limitless, getting things done. It's a movie by Bradley Cooper, who plays a procrastinating writer. One day he finds himself, one day his life finds itself taking an immediate shift when he was introduced to a drug, an experimental drug. One can't help watch the film and want to get in on the narcotic action. However, instead of using drug, this film will enlighten you and get you to think about all the things you could be doing with your life if you stop procrastinating and started putting your ideas into action. This is a movie that will certainly arouse your interest to take action and be productive. We've all heard of this movie. It's The Wolf of Wall Street. Let me tell you something. The Wolf of Wall Street is one of the best movies that are out there. It's a real life story based off of Jordan Belfort. The film demonstrates some of the things that money can buy and some of the things that money can't buy. One can't help watch this film and feel empowered by DiCaprio's performance to do things that you wouldn't usually do and to go out there and achieve big, aim high, and get things done in your life. The next movie, The Words on Your Work. This is another movie featuring Bradley Cooper. Uh, the Words demonstrates how success can be difficult and provoke you to give up or, in this case, copy someone else. The movie will certainly inspire you to take charge of your own work and do the best you can with what you have. So keep in mind this is one of the best movies that you can watch. Go out there and watch this movie wherever it's available. Before we go any further, I'd like to advise you to like, share, and follow us. Give us your feedback so that we can make more content like this. Our next movie is The Pursuit of Happiness. Before we go any further, make a note of our channel, Ignite Your Success, like, share, and subscribe. Follow our channel and subscribe to us for more updates on success and many other things. Pursuit of Happiness is a movie about a father-son duo where the father, who is an average below average salesman, has lost everything due to bad investments. His wife leaves him, but he fights for his child and a better life. Uh, in the pursuit of happiness, is played by Will Smith. Yes, the guy who slapped uh, for his wife on the Oscars. Somebody on his wife on the Oscars. Yeah. In this movie, he's a salesman. Oh, he slaps this rock. Right. He plays the role of a salesman struggling and ends up becoming homeless. This film will demonstrate why you should never give up on yourself and not allow circumstances to destroy your dreams. Always strive for what you believe in and build that business or build that side hustle that you always tried to, always had at the back of your mind. Goodwill Hunting is a very touching film of the late by the late Robin Williams and Matt Damon. The, the chemistry between the two characters are beautiful. They build a bond, and this is all about following your passion and always going with your gut, always going with your gut and being instinctive. I would recommend all of you to watch this movie. Apart from this movie, what I would recommend all of you to do is to go through a couple of channels, a couple of podcasts. One happens to be Side Hustle School. The Blueprint. It's Blueprint is a show on YouTube and it is a brilliant show. Do watch the Blueprint. Leave us a comment if you want to let everyone else know what they should be watching and what they should not listening to certain. podcasts or watching a few documentaries that changed your life, and leave that comment in the section. Ignite your success in the calendar. You will be subscribing for more. Um, I'm thinking which other movies I should break down for you, watch and break down for you. Let's talk about the offbeat movies. Okay, there is a movie called Joy. This is one favorite movie. This is one of my favorite movies about life and success, followed with back with a lot of money. The film was released in 2015. The film was released in 2015. It's about the life of Joy Magnon, a divorced mother of two who raises against all odds to set up a successful business empire. When all things considered that and done, this movie tells us that there is a struggle against a lot of odds, and when you can confront those odds, and when you realize that you you have to what you realize when you confront those odds is you have to go past those odds to find success, and those odds can sustain for a long time, and it can push you to giving up a lot of times. But as for long as you don't give up and keep moving forward, jump those hurdles, you will find success eventually. It's all about trials, it's all about errors, it's all about failures, and it's all about hurdles. Okay. Um, so in this, the lead character finds out the best way to make money was to solve problems. And then Michael Mott solves a huge problem facing betrayal, treachery, and loss of innocence, and the scare of love. Joy becomes a true boss of both family, entrepreneurship, and life in a world unforgiving in the world of unforgiving economics. Alan becomes not Alan, sorry. Alice becomes advisors, and advisors become allies both inside and outside the family, and Joy's inner life and financial imagination carry her through the storm she faced. Forget any critical reviews. If you are an entrepreneur, you will enjoy this movie because you will know the struggle. You will know the personal struggle of this movie. The next movie, I suppose this is movie 13, you should be looking into is called Wall Street. Perhaps the best known success movie about, perhaps the best known movie about money and success. It's a movie set up in 1987 about a young stockbroker, Bud Fox, who is desperate to succeed and becomes involved with his hero, a wealthy, unscrupulous corporate raid. He is a corporate tycoon. Bud Fox will do just about anything it takes to succeed. That for him includes insider trading, which turns into a lot of plot twists, and it sets out a good stage. See what happens when the desire of success takes over your life and the motto of greed is good. Okay. Well, a lot of people tell greed is a bad thing, but that's not true. Greed is quite a good thing, and greed in the right amount can show you a path towards success. The next movie that we are going to talk about is The Game. What do you think? The guy who has everything. Nicholas Van Orton, played by Michael Douglas, is a wealthy San Francisco banker who, whose life is wrapped up in his business, which has left him somewhat of a loner. His brother Conrad gives him the gift of a lifetime, which would provide a chance, which would prove to change his perspective on the world and the way that he is going to live it. When bad things start happening to you, you start questioning what's really important in your life, business, success, money, or actually living. So this movie is basically about how money doesn't buy you happiness, it makes your life comfortable. Living and being happy is an important thing. You can be happy without money as well. Money just exaggerates the happiness that is there. It makes your life comfortable, not give you happiness. Happiness is inward, not a consequence of something that happened, but rather a consequence of your mental state. The next movie is The Boiling Room. This movie is about the stockbroker profession, and after a man entering the stockbroker profession to impress his father, Seth Davis, a Queens College dropout, soon realizes the huge earning potential that he has in front of him. But with commissions much larger than any other company, Seth soon learns that not everything is what it's cracked up to be, and he's forced to face the dilemma of money and greed versus morals and legality. So this movie is about how money and greed can cause a lot of problems, and for an entrepreneur starting out a business, it's a very real possibility that you are going to face moral dilemmas, and you should deal with those moral dilemmas within the boundaries of legality and make sure you take the right and good steps towards betterment of your life and other people's life without harming anyone in this part or without cheating them out of their time. This is one of my favorites. It's called Jerry Maguire, played by Tom Cruise. Um, it's a brilliant movie. Everyone has their back turned on him except for one. Um, this movie is about how one of um, this movie is about a man who's at the top of his game, a beautiful partner, the biggest client, lots of respect, but then he decides to step back and question it all. And give me a second, let me just put this in. And right, let's continue. Let's continue that. He's at the top of his game. Um, he steps back, and it's about how this one man decides to propose his new thoughts and ideas to the rest of the company, and he loses everything. Everyone except one client turns their back on him. Uh, it's Rod Tidwell, who was the single client who decides to stay with him. From there, Jerry examines what is really important to his business and his life and works towards bringing it all back together again, only this time the way it should be and not the way it's told to be. Tom Cruise has done a brilliant job in this classic movie, and it's a must watch for entrepreneurs who are getting into business or who lack the motivation to start their business first. Believing in an idea, starting it, and pushing forward is one of the things that you need to do and must appreciate. movie number movie number 17 that we are going to be talking about is trading place trading places. What happens when you take the rich and the poor and make them switch places? A social experiment ran by Mortimer and Randolph Duke, brother and owner of the commodities brokerage firm, proves to be very interesting when the switch pair run into each other. A life-changing event for both of them poses the question, what's more important in life, friends and love or money and power? That is an interesting question. Let us know in the comments down below if friends and power is important or money, friends and love is important or money and power. Let us know in the comment section. Movie is a cult classic. It is called The Godfather. It's about how you make connections, how to build a business, how to keep the business. This is all about starting and living through an era and an empire. One of the greatest films in the world, based off of the best-selling books I've ever read. The Godfather is the story about growth of a small family business as it becomes the largest organization crime syndicate family in New York, fighting off their opposition at any expense. The Godfather and his son Michael Corleone are the brains behind the family, and this film gives you the insights into what it takes to become one of the most powerful family businesses in the country. The bad things, the good things, the killings, everything that you need to do to keep the business running. Moving on, The Godfather is a brilliant movie, great cinematography, and it gives this whole boss vibe. It makes you want to have all that power to yourself so you can make sure that nobody crosses a line. It shows what it do whatever is required to become the best, to become the best. Now we come to one of the greatest movies played by Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can. It's again a true story about a young common man who successfully impersonated an airlines pilot, doctor, lawyer, history professor during his stay as a fraudulent check cashier. What's amazing about this film and the life of Franklin Abagnale Jr. is how much he managed to achieve in a much tougher environment and under more stress than most people are used to. Whether it's legal or not, business is business, and Frank was one of the best at what he did. This, my friends, is a must watch. The way Leonardo DiCaprio has portrayed himself in this movie is mind boggling, and the movie itself is all about how, at all odds, you have to keep your cool and make collective decisions. Collective decisions. Shawshank Redemption is a masterpiece. This is one of the greatest films of all time and one I'm sure that majority of readers have seen before, of watchers have seen before, purely because of its undeniable greatness. This movie is all about being patient and waiting for the right time to make the right moves. The movie is set in a prison with a lot of drama, and this one man who's accused of killing his wife, who's framed for killing his wife, and who ends up keeping illegal books, who does the bookkeeping for the prison warden, and who finally decides that he was not having it. He was being a good man, and he finally decides to not having it. He waits, and at the perfect time, he strikes, he escapes, and the movie is an all-out amazing movie. In the world of technology and business, there are two names that pop up very often, and that is Microsoft and Apple, and their great, great competition with each other, or the rivalry that they had with each other. This is a documentary style film, and their competition between Microsoft and Apple. It's slightly dated today, and perhaps the social network is a little better, bit more relevant, but it still holds some very valuable information about business, learning, industries, competition, never giving up the spirit of business, so on and so forth. This is another film based on a true story. This time it's slightly illegal than the last few films that I have been talking about. It's blown. It's Blow. Name of the movie is Blow, and it's a film based on George Jung, George and George Jung, and his career as a cocaine dealer. Um, so it starts off as a small-time operation with his mediocre businesses, and then how he grows it to a huge, huge successful empire in the 1970s, making him an incredible, powerful, successful man with a lot of power and a lot of wealth. This film is all about exactly how he did it and what he did to get to where he was. Office Space is a movie about how when your hypnotist dies just after they put you in a state of complete bliss, you can't help but have a refreshing outlook on life. If there's ever a film to make you want to get out of your desk job in a corporate world, then this is it. This is the movie for you. Watch this movie if you have big ideas, if you have big plans for your life and your desk job is holding you down. Then this is the movie that you should be watching. Pete Gibbons is a man who can't help but be promoted as he constantly starts to slack off and do things his own way. But trouble starts to arise when his new carelessness nature starts to lead him stalling from the company in a much bigger way than he expected. Risky Business is a movie about um, it's a good story about what you have to do when you take your dad's Porsche out for a trip and start to realize that you are going to need a lot of money when you are going to have to risk, when you are going to have to raise in a very creative way, which you're going to have to raise in a very creative way. It is a movie about how you have no one to keep a check on you and responsibilities are out of the window because there is no one to keep a check on you and you realize it's not all that easy to live life on your own terms and it takes a lot of effort and you have to look after your source of cash and your friends any way you can. An interesting look at what people can come up with when they are put in a pressure point and when they're pushed to a particular point is great and it's all about evolution. How when pushed to a point everyone evolves to greatness. The next movie that we are talking about is this movie called The Corporation. The film takes a good long look at what happens when you take a business and you model it by to be legally a person, a corporation. What happens what happens though when the sole purpose of this person is to make money for its shareholders? What ha- when and its main purpose is to make money for its shareholder, it starts to act without the consent, which threatens the world, our future, and the people working for it. This isn't just a film about evil corporations. It's a film about how you need to learn to build your business to keep it legally safe and to protect it from things that can go wrong. The final movie that we are going to talk about and the movie that we are going to watch today is called The Banquet. It is based on a true story. It is based on a true story. Bernard Garrett. It's a story about Bernard Garrett and Joe Morris, two black men, and how they became bankers, landowners in the 1950s and 60s. This was at a time where racism made that a near impossible thing for Afro American citizens to do anything but have mediocre or less than mediocre job. This is an incredible movie, and I would highly recommend you watching it. Today, I will be watching this movie and I will be deciphering it for you. It is called The Banker. Okay, let's watch The Banker. So before we watch The Banker, remember to like, share, and subscribe to ignite your success. This channel is all about finding your passion to make money and to not just to make money, but to find your passion for success and to follow your path towards success. The Banker is an Apple original.
Today, the United States Senate Committee on Government
It's by Romulus Entertainment.
Corporations begins hearings on federally insured banks. We are concerned
Mad Hatter.
whether existing laws are adequate to guarantee the character, experience, and integrity of people who
Romulan
acquired
entertainment.
such banks, which are the cornerstones of American capitalism, the foundation of the American dream.
The title just shows up nothing great, just flat out there, very simple. Inspired by true events, set in the date 1965, Washington, D.C.
Be careful in there, Bernard. They want to make an example out of you.
They're in a court.
Scared? Think you understand stakes?
So there's a whole court drama scene. Then they move to 1939 in Texas, to Texas. It's a beautiful opening shot with the boy polishing shoes. I'm going to describe the movie to you. He's polishing and somebody tosses a penny. I think this is where it starts. So he's keeping books, keeping records of what he's made, he's writing down. So he's basically getting money for shoes, and he's noting down where and all he gets money. He's overhearing this conversation, and he gets caught, and now he's on the run. He was eavesdropping on a conversation that he shouldn't. He's gone ahead and given this all the notes that he's made about eavesdropping on all these people to his boss, I suppose. It's not relevant here. This is his father, and they're having this discussion about racism and stuff like that. So at a very young age, this child already believes that he is going to be different, and his father keeps telling him that uh, he wishes he was born under different circumstances, but although it is under the present circumstances, he is very talented. Now they move forward back, even more back, like all the time, 1954, Los Angeles. They're in Los Angeles. You have all these beautiful sceneries in the sky. Okay, he's all grown up. He has a family of his own. He has a son of his own now. He's come back home. Okay, they're talking about how he should go attend an interview that they're manufacturing aircrafts. and he's discussing ideas and businesses. And he's telling real estate is expensive. Father tells real estate is expensive, and you should. The father is worried about his savings and trying to bring him down. And he has good answers for him. He's looking at his son and he's thinking about his dream. And they're figuring out, the family is figuring out what is going to happen if this guy fails in his business. Even his wife knows that he's a genius and that he'll figure something out. So he's doing all this for his child, and he doesn't want his son also to grow up the way he did. He wants him to have a better life. Talking about the town as soon as possible and do all these things. So his business is about real estate, owning buildings. Real estate happens to be one of the best source of cash flow, wherein you buy a property with 25% down. Once you have a property with 25% down, you take a loan from the bank, pay off the investor. Usually you get the 25% down from the investor. And once you have the investor's money, you pay for the building, have it registered in your name. Once it's registered in your name, take a loan from that by pledging that property as a mortgage loan. You take the loan, pay off your investor, then use the money to pay for the rest of the pending amount that is left that you need to pay for the property. Once you've done that, the next thing that you need to do is find renters who you can rent the property to. Find people, tenants, not renters, sorry, tenants who you can lend the property. Who once you have tenants move into the property, the tenants and you have some extra money left, which is your cash flow. And once the loan is cleared, you get to keep the money from the real estate that comes from the real estate as rent. So it's real estate is very good business. Sometimes it's not about the idea, but sometimes it's just about consistently doing what you're doing over and over again. Consistency. Failure is Failure is a part of success, and the faster you fail and the more you fail, the more you learn. And it is better to fail at a young age for experience and it's easier to get up and get on your own feet when you're at a young age. It's easier to make mistakes and easier to learn a lot more when you make a lot of mistakes when you're younger. Okay, let's continue with the movie. Okay, unfortunately, since because there was just a minute. Unfortunately, since because there was uh, a recording error, I am recording this for the second time. There happens to be some sort of. So I think it's because of the space. I got reviews that I kept getting reviews that it's not recording properly. Since I'm not able to do the whole video all over again because what I spoke was uh, not pre-scripted or else anything. I will have to do the last 10 minutes again. The the rest of the thing was fine. Just that the last 10 minutes was a little messed up and hear people could not hear what was being told. I would I wanted to give a conclusion for the movie. Since I'm not able to give a conclusion, I will tell you the rest of it in another part, in part two of this particular series of breaking down successful movies and learning from them how we can become successful and how to ignite our passion for success. Um, Highly disappointed that this thing did come out like it was supposed to. I was hoping that you guys would get a chance to hear this whole segment out and learn everything that I have learned from it. Uh, let's do a review. I will do, as to compensate, I will do a 10-minute review on books that um budding books that help with success. Okay, one of the books that I would recommend is The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Um, and the book is available on Amazon or you can buy it off the shelf. Always get a paperback. Okay, let's get into it. Uh, so to tell you the truth, habits are what makes you successful. It's even if you don't have the luck, if you are habituated to do, if you have certain habits that help you, um, that your that you keep on your day-to-day routine. All such habits help you achieve a slow but consistent route towards your dream or your life success. Different understanding of what success is and what you should be doing is break down your habits to healthy habits, break down bad habits to healthy habits, such as simple things: going to bed early, waking up fast, eating on time, drinking water. a good diet, good exercise. All these things helps you keep a mentally fit mind and a physically fit body to progress and to take you a step closer every day. An effective body is an effective tool. An effective mind is an effective tool to reach your success effectively and effectively faster if possible. The shift of habits can change your life around. While it's smart to replace those bad habits with something better, there is other habits that you could adopt. Uh, the book, The Seven Habits of Highly Efficient People, written by Stephen R. Covey. Uh, this book takes all the habits of successful people, leaders, uh, and significant priority people and puts it all into one single book, which you can where you can replace all these habits that you want to change in your life with these habits that will help you get uh, get closer to your success. And this author challenges his readers to approach productivity and time management and positive thinking, all the aspects that fuel the mindset towards a certain route, a certain pathway that will drive you to fixed outcome. And the fixed outcome is usually success if done right. The other book that I would highly suggest you to read is also, if you're not interested in movies and if you're a book reader, leave your comments down in the comment section so that I can do a set of reviews on successful books and I will give you my suggestions on what books you should read to have a successful life, to have become successful, to become to take your first steps towards success and take your first step towards success in the process of success and finally to find success. All these three processes. And one of the books that I have read and that has helped me is The Seven Habits of Highly Efficient People by Stephen R. Covey. Now, the next book I'm going to speak about challenges your thought process and how your thinking affects the way not only happiness but the way you perceive your whole future and how you attract what you think. You usually end up attracting what you think. And this book called Flow, The Psychology of Optical Experience, is a book about challenging your thought process on experiences. For a lot of us out there, our foundation memories of vacations which we took are memorable. Um, Dinner with trips we took, or a memorable dinner with family is what this book does is shape those memories and challenge us to have a fondness for other things like time we put in more effort at work to achieve our goals or the hardships that we went through that helped us grow this much. The way we look at something that we wouldn't consider as fond memories to become fond memories because that helped us to gain to go from one point A to point B. It is basically to it is telling you it's the reward is not the end goal, but the reward is the whole process, and if you enjoy the process, then the goal is much more sweeter if you enjoy the process. And you need to enjoy the goal. You need to enjoy the process as much as the goal, so that the whole journey feels treasured and the whole journey feels memorable. So every day tell yourself that the journey and the goal are one and the same, and that the journey is the goal and the goal is the journey. So if you have a happy journey, you have a happy goal. I am going to sign off on that note. I will come back with part 2, 3, 4 for this video, and I will do my own reading and my own research so that I can give you information and better knowledge about this word called success. Subscribe to my channel, like and share, ignite your success.